It's on to South Carolina, where CBS News will co-host the Democratic debate in Charleston next week. As you may have heard, I'll be one of the moderators along with Norah O'Donnell. We've been talking to voters across the country to find out what they want to ask the candidates. Their questions covered a whole range, everything from immigration to climate change to health care.
My name is Gabriella Fine, and I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. When I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. People with type 1 diabetes need insulin to survive. My question is, how would you prevent pharmaceutical companies from driving up the costs of life-saving drugs?
One of my friends from home, their parents are being deported in 2 years because of Trump's immigration policies. I was wondering what you candidates can do to help them and undo the past.
I'm a 23-year-old paralegal from Minnesota looking to become a civil rights attorney. Today, more than 2 million Americans sit behind bars in our nation's correctional facilities, the overwhelmingly disproportionate number of whom are people of color and those with mental illness. As president, what do you plan to do to bring more attention to this issue and actually solve it?
My name is Sylvia McCown. I volunteer at a food pantry here in Flint, Michigan, where I meet a lot of people who are working full-time at minimum wage jobs, but still can't seem to make ends meet. My question to the candidates is, what can you do to provide additional help for these people?
Hi, my name is Gayle Gordon. My great-grandparents fled the Russian Empire and arrived in the United States before World War I. We're very concerned with the recent rising tide in hatred and anti-Semitism that has turned deadly. What is your plan to combat this rising hatred?
As a mother of 2 teenagers who are soon to go to college, my question for the candidates is, how do you address the rising cost and quality of education and the debt burden associated with it?
How will you protect the LGBTQ community through actions and policies, specifically ones that protect trans women of color?
What is your plan to fund and combat the mental health and addiction crisis in America?
I want to know what you as a candidate are going to do about climate change and what real action you're going to take.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Norah, and our 4-year-old son has special needs resulting from meningitis as an infant. In 1975, Congress passed the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, mandating that all students with disabilities be provided a free and appropriate education. However, since then, it has never been fully funded.
And we would like to know what you'll do to ensure adequate funding for students like our son and all public school students.
I was not able to immediately attend medical school due to my legal status as an undocumented immigrant. My question to the candidates is, how would you galvanize Congress so that they can pass relief and supportive legislation for refugees and undocumented immigrants?
I became an advocate for people experiencing homelessness 20 years ago, when my brother first became homeless due to mental illness. Every night, over 500,000 people are without a home. I want to know what you're going to do to address this crisis immediately, partnering with state and local government.
The U.S. is predicted to have a shortage of 120,000 doctors by 2030. How do we prepare to care for our citizens in the coming future?
I switched from registered Democrat to independent due to the DNC failures on the current platform. If you were the nominee, how, as the de facto leader of the Democratic Party, would you do damage control and woo back people like myself?
As young people, we face a difficult economic future. Student debt is astronomical, homeownership has become inaccessible in many places, and climate change will place an increasing cost on our communities. My question is, what will you do to ensure young people see themselves thriving in the future of this country?
Those are all really good questions.
I was going to say so many good questions, and you know, it's a 2-hour debate, of course. No matter what you do, there will be somebody that says, why didn't you ask? Why didn't you ask? But you gave us a lot of really great ideas there.
The scale and the scope of the problems that this country faces shows you that you can't even get to all of them in 2 hours.
I know. Shout out again to Ileana Mintz. She strikes again. Her pieces are always so good. I say this all the time. It's hard to do a piece with no track. Make it look good. Bravo, Ileana. Tune in on Tuesday for the Democratic presidential debate in Charleston, South Carolina, as you've heard. Hosted by CBS News, Norah O'Donnell and I we'll be moderating, and we'll be joined by first-class team of our colleagues, Margaret Brennan, Major Garrett, and Bill Whitaker of 60 Minutes in the Questioning. The Congressional Black Caucus Institute is a co-host, and Twitter is a partner. You can see the debate on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. right here on CBS and CBSN. I'm glad it's starting at 8, not 9.
Yes.
For selfish reasons. And if you would like to include a question for the candidates, you can submit it on Twitter by using the hashtag DemDebate.